Welcome back to Spill the Bubble Tea After Dark. This is Adam and that is Andrea James Lui. And...
wearing my Adam Lin t-shirt.
Oh, is it?
Did you see this? From the
I'm
Bali
wearing my
retreat.
Adam Lin t-shirt too.
Oh my god. What is that? I've never seen that design before.
Wait, this is a bit dirty. It's
so
me.
funny.
It's me. Anyway,
I love it.
I haven't had my bubble tea popped, so I'm going to pop it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One pop. Ha. Perfection. Cheers!
Cheers. Did you AI design that t-shirt?
No, I bought.
You bought it? Oh, okay. So it's not literally like you. It's you. But
No.
It's not literally you.
No. Yeah, I wish. Sorry, do I look like
You
I
as
just
a-
woke up?
That's okay. I actually haven't told you this before, but the last couple of months, I don't know if it's because allergy season for you, but there have been a lot of sniffles in the recording that I bleep out. So I'll
Really?
bleep out any coughs or sneezes or anything like that. Yeah, because I even know for myself as a podcast listener, which I am now, sometimes the really informal ones will have random noises in the background. Like Kiva, she said she even listens to one podcast where they're so informal that one time one of the co-hosts was like running in from her car and there was dogs barking and stuff like that. And she like started the episode like before she even arrived at the shoot location.
That is
But
so
when it comes
random.
when it comes to like sniffles and sneezes and burps and things like that, I'm like, ew, I don't want to hear that like deep in my ear pod.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's disgusting. Well, I try not to, but I do get allergy when I'm in Taiwan. So that's one thing. But here I am. I'm actually back in Melbourne now for
I
3
know.
weeks. 2 more weeks,
Well,
and I'll be back in Taiwan again. Haha.
Weeks. 2 more weeks. You should pop by the Gold Coast real quick before you go and come meet my family. Because my brother's supposed to arrive with his family on Monday, but we
Yeah.
have Cyclone Alfred visiting us right now. So hopefully that doesn't interrupt their travel. And then next week, my sister and her family and my parents are all arriving. And they know all about you, so they're dying to meet
Oh,
you.
well.
If you can, I know it's short notice
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Let's see if you get blown away or not.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
if we get
maybe.
blown away, then you'll have to come and like sift through the rubble and anything that has survived.
Oh my
take
God.
Take it and use it. Get my
It's
hard
all-
drives.
It's only March, and then Japan in Tokyo is currently having a big snow, which hasn't happened in a very long time. And on Agodi there is a cyclone, and in Melbourne it's just fucking junky everywhere. So just stay in, listen to our podcast, have bubble tea, and stay safe. Okay.
I almost feel like I just want to show you guys what's going on outside the window. I don't know if you can see it very clearly, but the rain is coming down and there's a bit of wind going on.
That sounds like Melbourne
So-
right now.
Is that, whoops. Oh, I've just
Oh.
totally knocked my camera. I'll have to reframe it. All good, all good. Okay, we're here. Yes, excellent. I just wanted to show you the outside.
Okay, cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we talking about? Topic.
Today,
Oh, the Reddit last time in the main episode that we did, that was very interesting. So I feel like after that, maybe we should do a few more just to see what other shit people are talking about poledancing on Reddit.
there were a couple that we didn't get to talk about, and I've also saved a couple of more since we last spoke. So we'll just go from the top. Make it drop. That's some wet ass pussy. Okay, Shein bodysuits.
Yeah, what about it?
Well, they're asking, has anyone ordered from Shein? If so, what's your experience? I can't tell on most of the sport and activewear styles if the crotch is a single strip or one that snaps and hooks and blah, 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 blah. The reason I saved this is less to do with their actual question and more to do with I wanted us to have a quick chat about fast fashion. Because kind of separate, is it Temu that was selling all the clothes that apparently like there's lead in the fabric and stuff like that, and it's like you might buy a whole outfit for $1, but it's slowly poisoning you to death? Is that
Yeah,
Temu or is
yeah.
that Shein?
Temu,
Is that
Shein,
actually Shein?
all of them. They're all from the same company. Like so I used to own a brand called Adam L, if you remember that.
I still wear your stuff.
I know some people do. It's like, oh my god, vintage, so cute. Yeah. So basically, what happened is they have lots of manufacturing in China, and then obviously Shein, they own a few manufacturers, so they can just produce whatever the fuck they want, because they produce like hundreds of new style every single day. So you can
I
imagine how you know how to sew. It doesn't clothing do not come together that fast. Okay,
I think
clothing is
my problem with places like Shein and stuff is actually the environmental impacts, because I know that as like a social media influencer pole dancer, I am the dowdiest fashion wise out of everybody I know, because I'm still wearing vintage Adam Lin sets, and I'm still wearing pole clothes from like years and years and years ago, partly because in my opinion, if something is still good, you don't just throw it out. And I
yeah
know some people might be like, oh, but you like donate it or resell it and stuff like that. But the truth is, you're probably not going to get secondhand pole wear at an op shop. You might like sell it around your studio, which I've done before. I've bought and resold like just from people within the studios that I know. But the problem with fast fashion is because the turnover is so high, and there's all this pressure to have like the newest fashion and the latest fashion and be the trendsetter. And it's just producing so much waste. And I don't know if you've seen those photos or videos of like the mountains of clothing waste, and like literal mountains of clothing waste in certain countries where their entire town's purpose is to be a
yep
dumping site for
yeah
our fast fashion. Or like
well
those influencers who do like Shine stashes, Sheen stashes, where they just like
like Shein haul. Yeah,
a haul. Yeah,
yeah. I'm like, it's sad. I used to do haul, but yeah, I was never doing like Shein haul. That's just sad. Just like you have nothing else to talk about, and also just the quality is really bad. Like you can tell it's from Shein. Like honestly, the quality. I feel like back in probably 10 years ago, like the cheap clothing are still pretty decent quality. But now the cheap clothing are literally cheap that if you probably like, I don't know, raise your arm, the sleeve will fall off. I don't know. But Shein bodysuit for pole dancers, some of them are good. Some of them are like, nah, because they're really thin. Like the fabric they
yeah.
use are super, super thin polyester. So there's no support. It doesn't absorb any sweat. It's basically just a plastic sheet on your body.
Yeah, I think this is part of the trap, right? Is that some of the items are good, but you never know which items are good. And
Yeah.
and that's the problem, because it's like the 1 in 100 things you order make you feel like, oh, it's worth it. I'm just going to keep trying until I get something good. Because way back in the day, there was another website called, I think, Alibaba or AliExpress. I don't know if that
Yeah.
still exists.
AliExpress.
But
That's the mom.
are they still
That's
around?
everything
Oh,
started
okay.
from Alibaba. Yeah.
It's like back in the black milk heyday, I remember there was a piece that I wanted that was sold out, and then I saw it on AliExpress and I bought it for like $20. And look-wise, it looks good, but feel-wise, you can tell it's a lower quality spandex than what black milk uses. But just in terms of the look of it, it looks exactly the same. And like even just last night, I was teaching, and one of the girls in class had this really cute gold triangle bikini, and I was like, "Oh, where'd you get that from?" And it was from Shein. And she said in particular, because triangle bikinis are tricky, right? Because it's such a tiny bit of fabric. But she
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, I like the shape of this triangle." And you really do. It's like with any online clothing shopping, you have to do so much trial and error before you find like what is the shape. I don't know, man. This is why
For
I'm
your
just making
boobs.
my own stuff. Yeah, when I
Yeah.
find a good shape, I just turn it into a pattern and then just
Yeah.
wear that.
But you know what? For Shein, one thing is because they make so much fucking money from stupid people like us, they don't care if you return it. A lot of
Yeah.
time they will be like, keep the thing, we return your money. Same as Temu. Like they don't want you to return it and then they have to actually spend money and pick it up and ship it back. They'd rather just give you for free.
Yeah, so it's not like when you return pleasers and you have to show proof of death, where you have to send them photos of you having sliced up the boot before they'll refund or exchange a new pair.
Yeah.
But with fast fashion, it's exactly what we're talking about. Like, it's literal garbage. They don't want it back, and it's going to end up in a landfill site. And I think it's like the influencer hauls in particular kind of disgust me because a lot of the times they never even wear it. They unbox it and that's it. And I think the hauls that you've done, because I remember we did like a pleaser shoe thing where for like half an hour we looked at every pole dance shoe that you own. But it's like you actually use those and you wear those and you like craft little music videos that you get to showcase each different pair of boots or whatever. So that's a different thing. But like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
If you can avoid fast fashion, you should.
You should. I just saw a
swap,
butterfly
in your house?
outside, and I'm on 21st floor, and it's really windy up here. But you know what? I've been seeing butterfly in the last 3-4 days because I lost my dog recently. So I think that's her.
Piggy's come to visit you.
I know.
Piggy.
Piggy, do not fucking come on 21st floor as a butterfly.
Piggy's like, you don't tell me what to do. Flap, 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 flap.
Sure. Okay. Well, anyway, let's move on to the next one. Otherwise, we don't have time.
Okay. Yes, right. We're just talking about every story for 20 minutes. Is it normal to have a very sexual studio environment? You stop me when we get to one you want to talk about. I have tried pole dancing as a heterosexual man, and now I have questions.
Oh, this one is interesting. I feel like lots of heterosexual men, they come into pole dancing, don't know they are actually bisexual.
Okay, do you want to hear it? This guy has a really thoroughly laid out set of questions.
Okay,
here we
summarize that.
Hey y'all, I found this sub a few days ago while browsing through the internet, trying to learn more about pole dancing, have some questions. Maybe I'm overthinking here, but I don't know. 8 years ago, I was 20 years old back then, I went to my first pole class, and the women there seemed genuinely happy to see a male person join their class. It was so much fun, and the grace and ease with which the people moved blew me away. Everybody seemed very supportive and chill. Unfortunately, I moved to a different country abroad and then have never been able to get back to a class again. And I was a shy person back then and felt very intimidated, also due to the fact that there was an existing language barrier in my new country. After training in circus for the last month, I felt inspired to pursue something new, stumbled on pole dancing again, blah, 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 blah. This year, I went to a few beginner classes already, and I'm enjoying it, but I have never seen any other male people in the studio so far. So, these are the questions. I'm just going to read you the 3 questions. There's 3 questions. Okay, question 1. There's only one change room in my studio, so I'm always changing in the corner of the room, looking as much as I can at the floor. Should I go to the toilet and change there? I know that it's supposed to be a safe place for women and LGBTQIA+ people, and I don't want to destroy that space. Clarifying, with changing, I mean changing from jeans to shorts and vice versa, not going fully naked. Underwear or boxers the whole time.
Well, you should go full naked.
I mean, for me, I don't have... Like, if you're not going full naked, like, for me personally, I've been changing in front of people for a long time. Like, it's actually part of my fringe show. I thought it would be funny to do full costume changes on stage. And, like, I do full pole costume changes in stage after having sweated and stuff like that. And the joke is, like, oh, is a lip gonna slip or is a nip gonna slip? And it's like, oh. But I have a technique.
Yeah.
So... For me personally, no, just change wherever.
Yeah. Well, it's a very it's tricky because he's straight.
I think some people are more sensitive about this kind of thing, but I think the most important thing he's saying is that he stands in a corner and he looks at the floor. I'm like,
yeah, but like if there is a bathroom, is the bathroom like specifically for female only?
He just says there's one change room, so it's probably just like a general change room, and then there's a toilet. So he could go into the toilet.
Just go to the toilet,
there.
mate. If you're like worried, just go to the toilet. Close the door. Like no one cares what happens behind the door.
Yeah, like I know some people are more sensitive about this than probably I am or than you are. So if anybody does feel uncomfortable, going into the toilet stall is definitely an option. But for me personally, I am like, if you are head down facing a corner doing your business and then you leave, that's all. We
That's
just don't
fine too.
we just don't want to have a chat with you with your leg up on the bench, being
With
like,
your
"Hey,
fucking
what are you
ball
doing this week?"
sack.
Yeah. Like Ryan
Yeah.
Gosling in Crazy Stupid
Yeah.
Love. Like we don't want to see
Yeah.
that. Unless you're Ryan Gosling, then
Yeah.
carry on with your
But
bad
no,
self.
like pole dancing, pole studio are very. It's that's you are literally here to dance naked, so no one fucking cares about your naked body. Okay.
Yeah, okay, cool. Question 2. I'm wearing my shortest shorts and a t-shirt to class. Last class I realized I need my armpit to move, so is a tank top fine? All right, I'm just going to stop him right there because he goes on for a long time. This guy is super shy. Like, get your nips out, friend.
Yeah. Have you not seen any other pole dancers like naked or not naked, but like wearing short? Like that's a thing. You know what? I haven't pole danced in full naked for a long time because of social media. Police and whatever. So now I feel uncomfortable dancing with top off and stuff.
With top off, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've only done full nude in photo shoots.
Ew,
Couple
I
of photo
hate,
shoots.
I cringe so much when I see nude pole dance photo shoot. I just can't imagine the still interact with your private part or the dick just flying when you're spin. Ugh.
Just
No, thank
flopping.
you.
You know what it was? It's back from my rock climbing days. I remember my boyfriend at the time, who was a rock climber, he bought me a calendar of all black and white nude rock climbing photos. And there was one of all nude men and one of all nude women, but he knew that I wanted the women because they're just way more beautiful than the naked men. And I think the dangle, or even if, because you couldn't see any nipples or ball sacks or anything like that. It was just the suggestion of it. But I think
Yeah.
just the imagination of the balls dangling against rock and stuff like that. Yeah, but the women's calendar was stunning, and I think that's why I always wanted to do a nude shoot. So the one of the first times I shot nude was with Leslie Liu, because he's that style of art photographer and he shoots a lot of real artsy stuff. Like I definitely didn't want any like shiny oil, like
No.
hyper saturated, which is like really common amongst some of the pole dance photographers. I was like, no, I want something like moody.
That's what
Yeah.
he does.
Anyway, sorry to cut this guy's question short, but I mean, just get your top off.
Yep.
The last
Last
one. Okay.
question for him. We don't have time.
Last question. I can only afford to visit one class a week, so do you recommend YouTube channels, Instagram, learning online? What exercises can I do in the gym? We've kind of covered this. Cross training.
Yeah, one class a week is totally fine. I used to go to one class a week and I just do practice time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like-
I think one class a week supplemented by practice time is really good, because if you do one class a week sometimes and then you do nothing else, sometimes you've forgotten by the next week. What I like to do is I do a class and then I write down what we did, because I'm
Yeah,
a hyper
of
nerd.
course.
But if you do a practice time, you can practice what you learned in class. Because I have some students who go the other end of the spectrum, where they'll do like 5, 6, 7, 8 classes a week and they remember nothing because they're just bombarded by new information. So it's
Yep.
like everything is a bit shaky, as opposed
Yeah.
to just learning a few skills, making them excellent.
That's the thing. That's the thing we have problem with all the students these days is they are doing all the classes but not enough practice. Like if you put it in a practice room, they don't know what to do because they have to be told what to do. You know?
Yeah, some people don't know how to tell themselves what to do, but also other people, they're there to socialize, right? And so they want to be able to talk to their classmates. And I haven't been to open practice because, like, at Blackbird, I used to supervise open practice. So I got to interact with people a lot, and I got to see how people were during practice. But I haven't done that at all since I've been on the Gold Coast. But I get this feeling like there's a lot of chat going on. Not that that's bad. Some people are just there to have a good time. But I'm like, are you guys actually doing anything? Or is it too hot here to do anything? Or is it too crowded to achieve anything?
No, they just want to
I
talk.
don't know. Which is fine.
That's just the culture. But
There's this sweet spot for like training productivity where too many people, too many distractions, but not enough people that I'm all alone just sitting on the floor looking at
yeah,
the wall.
I know it's really hard to find that balance.
Yeah, one or two people I think is my ideal number of people to train with. 1 to 3 maximum.
1 to 3.
Plus me. Okay.
That's good. Okay.
You ready for more? Okay. Here's
It's
more
20
titles.
minutes.
Yes. But wait, you wanted to talk about this one. Boyfriend does not want my pole profile public.
Well, dump the fucking boyfriend. He's definitely a little shit. Like, no one cares about him. Like, if he's that insecure, he should go find a new girlfriend that he can manipulate whatever he wants, because he sounds sad.
These posts make me so sad. I'm going to read it to you just because these posts, they end up being all the same. And I think it's important to hear how sad this point of view is. My boyfriend feels very strongly that my pole and Lyra Instagram should not be public as it's sexual in nature and attracts male attention, and it's hurtful to him that other men will potentially be liking, commenting, etc. I don't want him to feel this way. While I view pole differently, being on the inside and wanting to post solely to be included in the pole aerial community, I understand how pole is looked at by most of the outside world. Do you feel like your pole videos really draw a bunch of male attention? If so, how do you and your partner deal with that? Edit. Thank you everyone who shared feedback. You've given me several new perspectives to ponder and discuss, and I appreciate you.
Well, again, it's like telling a female to not to wear revealing clothes, so male will not attack them. It's exactly the same. Educate
I
the
don't
male.
think it's about attacking.
It's but
because
like just like objectify.
No, but I think the fact that you use the word attacking is really important because see, here, when you exist as a woman, you've already developed a sense of how to protect yourself.
Yeah.
You don't need some third party to come in and help you protect yourself more, because these boyfriends who have this problem, they're not worried about their partners getting attacked.
No.
They're worried about their partners getting seduced and hit on and like being looked at in a sexual way, because they're like, only I'm allowed to look at you like that.
Yeah.
And only I'm allowed to treat you like that.
Yeah.
And so this is different than worrying about your partner's safety.
And
You know what I mean?
he's probably the one commenting on other female pole dancers' posts.
They always say this on Reddit. They're like, the thing that your partner is afraid of you doing is probably because they engage in that behavior. Because we do have this default thing where people tend to assume that everyone's doing what they do. And it's not true, man. Because even so far as like, he views pole and Lyra as sexual, so he assumes it is sexual. But he doesn't understand that she doesn't view it as sexual. She's just going about her business.
I really
and she
just
wants to be
don't
involved
understand.
in the community.
I still never understand like how pole is sexual at all. I just don't see that.
It just makes me so mad because she literally says in the post, she's doing it solely to be included in the pole community.
Yeah.
She wants to be able to Instagram with her friends. And he's saying no.
Toxic
That's not about
relationship. Nah, go fuck himself.
He's the one you need to protect your safety from.
Exactly.
He's the one threatening your
Sayonara. Adios.
So I just want to like confirm for anyone who might have doubts that partners exist who support pole dancing. Partners exist who don't care what you wear. Partners exist who like are not this crazy. So I think there are so many people who are asking this question because they're like, is this normal? This is probably pretty common, right? And I want to be like, no, it's not normal, even if it is common.
Yeah.
Dump it.
Dump them.
The
Dump
question
them.
is,
It is a better.
Reddit questions always end in dump him.
I know, I love it. But that was good. Like we have to
That was
keep
good.
all,
I'm glad we got
we
that.
have to keep more questions for the main episode. Otherwise, this would never end. But yeah.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited about our next episode. Okay, yes, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Go.
Well,
Take it away.
thank you guys for joining us on the After Dark episode. If you want to listen to our main episode that we reacted to other Reddit posts, go check it out. Otherwise, we will do a part 2 in our next podcast. So thank you for joining us. This is Adam Lin, and that is
Andrea James Lui.
Cheers!